Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of our series Motorcycle Mysteries. In this episode, we tell you a story about one bike that ruled the hearts and the minds of the Indian youth in the 80s and the 90s. In this episode, we discuss the rise and the fall of the Yamaha RX100. In the 1980s, Yamaha was struggling in the Indian market. It had suffered recent failure of the highly anticipated RT 350. After the failure of the bike, they decided to develop a new bike which would stamp its foothold in the Indian market, which was a lethal combination of power, precision, and looks to entice the youth. With months of planning, they finally released a bike called the RX100 in November 1985, which would dominate the Indian two-wheeler market in the years to come. The bike captured the imagination of the youth in those times. RX100 became the first choice of the youth in the 1980s and the 90s. The bike had a 98cc unit which produced 11 bhp of power, and even though the power figures looked meager on paper, the bike was a pocket powerhouse. What made the bike special was the power to weight ratio, and due to its lightweight construction, the performance of the bike was superlative. It set a high benchmark for two-stroke motorcycles in India. The bike was sold in peacock blue, cherry red and metallic black stock colors. The bike had some fantastic power to weight ratio which allowed it to give a decent mileage of 40 kilometers per liter, and the bike could reach a 0 to 60 kilometers per hour speed in 7.5 seconds. The only change the bike underwent was the upgrading of a 6-volt electrical system to a 12-volt electrical system with the addition of a CDI to improve ignition and timing. Aftermarket modifications became so popular that Yamaha was forced to release modified parts of their own for the customers. Performance was so mind-blowing for such a small engine. Race conductors and authorities at that point of time had to check if it's actually 100cc or not. Due to the success of the bike, Yamaha then focused on small capacity bikes in India. The bike ruled the Indian market for years to come. The decline of the RX100 started when Yamaha decided to upgrade the model by introducing new models such as RXG, RX135 and RXZ in the market. The bikes were projected as more sporty and powerful models compared to the RX100. Although the new models were advanced and powerful, they were never able to replicate the success of the RX100 in the Indian market. Now, the question here is, why was the production of RX100 eventually stopped, or why did the upgraded RX100 models eventually fail? As per our estimation, the demise of RX100 and the future models started with the introduction of new norms to curb pollution. The need of the hour was a 4-cylinder engine which would replace the current 2-cylinder engine to curb the ever-increasing pollution problem in India. A new decade, a new barrage of competitors arrived, which we call the 4-cylinder era. Hero Honda with its newly launched Splendor and Bajaj with its attractive-looking Pulsar took over the Indian market. They became the new face of motorcycling in India. Another factor which led to the downfall of the bike was the fact that the bike had poor mileage figures and it was an expensive bike to maintain in the long run. The RX100 faded away as the time passed. Tough situation, hard decisions had led to a demise of a legend who once ruled the road. But if we look at the success of the RX100, we can safely say that the craze of motorcycling in India was started by the success of RX100. Although the production of the bike was cancelled long time ago, the legend of the motorcycle still remains intact. We sincerely hope Yamaha unleashes a new version of the beast someday. It will sure to break the internet in today's time. This was the story of the success and eventual downfall of the Yamaha RX100. We hope you liked our story. We will bring you more such stories of the legendary two-wheelers who once ruled the Indian roads. Like, comment and share our video. subscribe to our channel. It's time for us to go. See you in the next episode. Bye.